everyone, it's Glenn Mackintosh, the Weight Psych, and today we're answering a bunch of follow-up questions about tapping for weight management. Welcome to Thursday Therapy, where I answer your questions on the psychology of eating, movement, weight, and body image every 2 weeks. Guys, with all of the new research coming out on tapping for weight management and with the launch of our next online tapping for weight management program, I've been answering a lot of questions on tapping for weight management. So I thought I'd answer some follow-up questions from our first video. Now guys, this video will be for people who know a bit about tapping. So if tapping is completely new to you, I want you to go and watch one of our other Thursday Therapy videos, which we'll provide a link to. And also check out our Tapping for Weight Management online program. There's a lot of videos in there, some links to research, and a lot of other material that'll help you get all schooled up. But for now, let's get to answering the first question that comes from Simon. Simon asks, tapping is great, and I've tapped away a desire for beer and chocolate, but can tapping be used to increase desire for nutritious foods like fruit and veggies? This is a great question, Simon, and it's one that we get all of the time. Thank goodness, the answer is absolutely yes. In our online program for weight management, we spend the first week teaching you about tapping for weight management. Then we spend the second week tapping away the desire for less nutritious foods, which it sounds like you've already done. And that's what tapping is really well known for at the moment. But then in the very next module, we go a step further and tap to increase the desire for nutritious foods. So remember with tapping, what we're doing is we're focusing on a problem and then we're clearing it by tapping on the acupressure points. So we apply that same process just to the problem of a lack of interest or even a dislike for less nutritious foods. I am not the biggest fan of cooking and eating chicken, so I'm gonna go out to the kitchen and do some tapping on chicken just as an example of how it might work. Okay, so I'm here with my chicken, which is something that I consider nutritious. It's, you know, a lean protein, but it'd be my least favorite thing to cook. So I'm gonna show you how I would do a bit of tapping on my resistance to cooking chicken. Even though I don't really want to cook this chicken, I love and accept myself. Even though it just takes too long to cook, I love and accept myself. Even though it doesn't really taste that great, it's kind of bland, I'd much rather something else. Even when I do cook it, I completely love and accept myself. This resistance to cooking chicken always takes too long. And I'm no good at it. I always end up undercooking it, which means I've got to cut it up and then cook the little bits. Or I end up overcooking it. A steak is so much faster. And it's so much easier. All of this resistance in my brain and body towards cooking this chicken. So I hope that really helps, Simon, and we know what I'm going to be eating for dinner tonight. Let's move on to our next question from Lou, who's also got part way with seeing the benefits from tapping. Lou asks, I know you recommend EFT, and I've successfully used it to tap away a number of food cravings. But I've realized that I just keep replacing one sugar/chocolate craving with something else that provides me with a sugar or chocolate fix. I'd prefer it if I just didn't have that need. It's heaps better than it used to be, but I go back to my old ways when I'm tired, stressed, or PMSing. Thank you for your question, Lou. I'm really glad you asked this one because this is one that a lot of people struggle with. So remember, in tapping, we think of the problem as being like a puzzle. And like any puzzle, it's got lots of pieces. So it sounds like, Lou, you've done a really good job to tap on the food elements of the puzzle. You know, the tastes, the textures, the smells. But then there's this other element of the puzzle that you haven't quite tapped away yet. And for you, that's the tiredness, the stress, the PMSing. And while this all has a bit of a physiological component, it's also very, very emotional. So what I'd encourage you to do is to go back and then tap on those base emotions, those pieces of the puzzle that are maintaining your cravings. Emotions, guys, they're massive. Some research shows that up to 70% of your non-hungry food cravings, they're emotionally based. And that's why in our tapping program, it's actually the biggest module we do. We spend 2 weeks on tapping through all of the emotions, and we've even included extra videos in our advanced program to help you tap through the whole variety of emotions that can maintain your food cravings. So psychologists, we call these emotions maintaining factors. As long as they're there, they sort of maintain the issue. So if you tap them away, you'll get a much more pervasive and a much more lasting benefit. Let's get to answering the last question, which comes from Michelle.
The Thursday therapy question that I have today piggybacks off of Glenn's previous video about food intolerances and intuitive eating. And the question that comes up a lot for my clients is that they know what foods are offending foods or cause them stomach distress or other types of issues. But as Glenn described, sometimes that rebellious 17-year-old still wants to eat them. So I want to know what you would suggest in cases like that, because it happens a lot. I look forward to your answer. Thanks, Glenn. Bye-bye.
So great question, Michelle, and it is one that we get quite a bit. Michelle, I know that we are kindred spirits in the size diversity, intuitive eating, tapping kind of a space. And guys, I'm going to provide you a link to Michelle's work. She's written some really good blogs that she's shared with us in our online support group, and people have really loved them. So definitely check her out. But Michelle, to answer your question, when Michelle emailed us, she wrote, is this where you'd recommend tapping or hypnosis? And the answer is absolutely yes. So with the hypnosis, we'll provide a link to a video that I've previously done on hypnotherapy so you can see what it is, what it isn't, but this is a great area to target for hypnosis with a trusted health professional, and I would definitely do that with a qualified hypnotherapist and probably be doing this kind of work one-on-one. Similarly with the tapping, I won't do any tapping with you on this area in this space of time, but in our advanced online tapping program, because you asked for it, we do get a lot of people who experience these issues. We actually do a whole module on resistance to change, that inner rebellion, knowing that being healthy is good for you, but not feeling like you want to do it. So that's definitely something that you can do tapping for. If you do feel comfortable enough in yourself and in your own tapping to go there yourself, try and identify what exactly it is. What is the exact barrier? Is it, I don't want to be healthy because my doctor told me I should be, or I don't want to be healthy because it reminds me of when someone told me I wasn't good enough if I was healthy, or you know what, I just feel like it's too much effort, so stuff it, I don't want to tap. Try and identify what the issue or the issues are and tap on them. Guys, I hope that answered some of your questions, and tapping is one of those things that you can get a really quick benefit from it in a really short period of time, and I can do it in a workshop of 100 people in an hour workshop, and people get a benefit out of it without knowing too much about it. Or it can be one of those things that you can just delve more and more into and get better at the tapping techniques and get better at applying it to all areas of your life and really go right down the rabbit hole and get a really deep, lasting and pervasive benefit. So guys, having said all of that, I really want to invite everyone to join our online tapping for weight management program. The next round starts July 3, so it's just a few days, and we're really excited about it. There's some really fantastic new research coming out on tapping for weight management, including Peter's research showing that the brain actually changes when we tap on food cravings, and research that's in publication showing this very program that we do is the first clinically proven online tapping for weight program, an improvement in all variables 1 year post doing the program. So they're the sort of things that you could likely expect if you were to do the program. But we're never ones to rest on our laurels, so the program is new and improved. We've kind of jam-packed it full of extra videos, blogs and free downloads, and the biggest thing is we've got an option to do the advanced program, turning the program from an 8-week program into a 12-week program for people who want to tap a little deeper on some underlying issues, and for people who struggle sometimes to get longer term results because they feel like they need to do a bit more work. The program is absolutely fantastic, and it's the only place where you can get support one-on-one from Peter and myself around the tapping. So we would absolutely love to have you along. And of course, for you guys, we'll always give you our GMAC, GMACK discount code, and we'd love to have you along tapping with us. So until then, happy tapping, and I will see you at next Thursday Therapy.